Proverbs 17:15. He who justifies the wicked, and he that condemneth the just, even they both are abominations to the Lord. Hi. A lot of you don't know me and don't know who I am, but I'm going to go ahead and let you know what's going on and why I'm making this video. My name is John.Rodman, and of October of 2015, I'm going to give you a little background on what's going on. I want to address something that I have not addressed yet due to the fact of the matter there was going to be I was hoping there was going to be some legal matters, but the thing about it is I don't have any attorneys that are willing to take it, and the EEOC doesn't have the balls to fight it. Bottom line, I was screwed over by Charter Communications. I was forced out of the job. And the purpose of this video is not to threaten anybody. I don't want anybody going, oh, he's making the video threatening people. Because I don't want to hear any of that bullshit, because that's not happening. I'm just here to state the facts and give my point of view and opinion, because I have a right to do that. It's my freedom of speech. I want to invoke my freedom of speech. I want to give the information, and that way people know what's going on. Where to start? Worked there since 2007, and around April of 2015, they figured that 22 of us had been there long enough, making enough money, that they were going to find a way to mess with us, and they changed their schedule. A lot of them did quit, so good job, Charter. You did your part on that. You made a lot of them quit. You forced me out. I was working a second job, trying to make ends meet, trying to better my life, but Charter didn't give a shit. Point blank. They just straight did not give a shit. I was working a labor-intensive job, and the people that were making the decisions about how everything's worked probably has never worked a labor-intensive job in their life. A lot of them have not struggled. A lot of them have probably had stuff handed to them, and don't appreciate these type of things. And that's why I was working hard. I was trying to get a house, my life in order, my credit in check. I had everything down pat and ready to go. And then they came along and decided, you know what, we're going to screw with your schedule. So I ended up getting a schedule of Tuesdays and Saturdays off. The most intensive part of the job that I had that was labor intensive was on Saturday. I had the longest hours, and I worked the most time there at that point in time. So I needed Sunday to rest. Also, the way I had the schedule anyway was Monday through Friday from jump beforehand, which I never felt comfortable working on Sunday anyway, because it's just a religious preference of mine. Sunday is just the day of rest and the Sabbath day. But I also brought that up to Charter, and apparently they do not observe that either, because they do not care. Again, they do not care. So I wanted to I just want to call people out and name names. And the first two people I do not have any ill will against whatsoever. I just think they were victims of circumstance, and since nobody's going to be held accountable for any of this, I'm just going to name everybody across the board that should be held accountable for what they did. First guy, I'm doing this in chronological order, so there's no order of importance or anything. It's just chronological order of how things happen. The first time I turned this into was my manager that was above me at the time. It was Scott Crum. Denny Crumb's kid. He doesn't like that. I'm not, I don't have any bad things to say about him at all. Nicest person. Swear to you, the nicest person. But I think the only thing he was honestly guilty of was affluenza. He never worked a hard day in his life. He never understood, working. And I've worked and struggled all my life. So when I came to him and put this in, he immediately denied me because, oh, it's about your second job. Great, fine, and dandy. But still, Sundays when I was working there, I'm going to let y'all know this right now, they did not need me. There was 30 minutes in between calls. I was sitting there in pain. I was sitting there dreading the fact that I could not go visit my family, hang out with my friends, practice religion on Sunday, a day of rest. And Scott was the first person to deny that. But I mean, if Scott probably would have been in my situation before where he had to work, had to struggle, hadn't had things handed to him all of his life, I think he would have understood the situation. I think that would have been, I wouldn't have been here today making this. I think I would have probably still been working there. If not, I would have probably pursued other goals with my house bought, with my goals in mind that I have completed. But let's move on to the next person. Well, it went up to the letter to where I had to turn it in again. And I turned it in again to HR. It went to Sandy Stryker. Sandy Stryker, again, a nice person. But I guess the only situation I could come up with that describes what's going on with her, and this will lead into the 3 bitches that I have to bring up. Sandy reminded me of a person that her job was tend a flower garden. But the problem is, you have to, when you tend the flower garden, make sure everybody's taken care of. All the flowers are protected. Everything is, nurtured and everything. But the problem is, when she was doing all this, these bees were constantly chasing her. And these bees were attacking her and making things worse on her. So, of course, she's going to trample on a few of the flowers. I'm not going to say I'm a flower, but I was one of the persons she trampled on. So, she had to deny me because I'm sure one of the next 2 bitches, coming up, probably caused it where she kind of got the screws tightened on her where I did get denied for this. So I got denied again. So we go fast forward a little bit around December, the stress of everything where I was working hard, going into work, pain just running down my back, not getting that spiritual release that I should have got. I did lose my temper one day at work. And I tell you, I wanted to apologize to everybody about that. I flipped a chair because I did lose my temper. I didn't mean any threats. I didn't mean any harm. But I was going to address the situation myself. And I was going to say, look, guys, I apologize. This is not how I am. I'm under a lot of stress right now. And just let it go. But then we go to Andrea Carver. Andrea Carver is a purple cow. Basically what she does is she stands in the way. She gets in the way of everything. And this cow, she spreads this venom of, if you've ever had cows that get into the onion patch, she's spreading that milk to the people, and then they're drinking the onion milk, and everybody's like, oh yeah, no. She was just in everybody's business. So anyway, this bitch basically called me out in chat, knowing there was a manager in there. She did it on purpose because I swear to God she was targeting me. She's gonna be, oh no, I wasn't. Bullshit, bitch. I'm gonna tell you why, bullshit, bitch. Because there was one Sunday when somebody else made noise. He banged his fist on the desk, and I'm like, oh, Well, I'm sure she's going to email somebody about that, a supervisor. Nope. Didn't fucking do it. In fact, I'll tell you what she did. The whore fucking turned around and looked at me. She was like, oh, he did it. She was just waiting to fucking be like, he made noise. He interrupted my work. Wah. Well, bitch, it wasn't me. So, But you know what? She didn't even write the email. So that proves that she was targeting me. So later on, and I was about ready to get off of that. And I one day was on the phone again. I went, ugh. I hit the desk by accident. He's being loud. Oh my God, he's making noise. Making me look like shit just to make herself look better. Uses me as a stepping stone. So that put me on a final. And I, of course, now cannot schedule for anything because this cunt did this to me. And you know what, Andrea? I hope wherever you're at right now, people realize how much of a fucking bitch you are. Because what you did was a straight bitch fucking move. And I hope you pay for it. I'm not going to be the one personally responsible to make sure you get paid for it, but I am going to call you out for being a nosy bitch. So let's go to now HR. I think the two people that are running HR at the time forgot what HR means. Human resources. Resources for the people. I think they thought it meant resource people out until they're burnt up and dried out. So I want to go with Amy Heeb first. Amy Heeb is just a fucking cunt. Point blank fucking cunt. I'm not going to even sugarcoat it. A condescending fucking cunt. Because what she did was, when I first met her, I was nice. I was like, look, I want to do this. She was condescending during the entire fucking conversation. Nasty about everything. And it's not the first time I've heard she's been nasty about it. Somebody there found his uncle passed, and he went to her for help. Again, she was a condescending fucking bitch. She is not the type of person who should be in HR. I don't even think she should be dealing with the public. I think she'd be like better off in a coal mine somewhere away from people, just shoveling coal, not talking to anybody. Just no. HR is not her strong point. She should get the fuck out of it because she is just nasty. The nastiest fucking cunt I have ever came across. And she's not even a great example of what an HR person is, because from what I heard, when she quit Charter, which mind you, she was only there from November 2014 to October 2015, she found another job. So she was obviously there looking for another job. She did not give a damn about the job she was at Charter. And that's the type of person they hired. And she's running and making decisions about HR. She didn't even have the courtesy to give them fucking 2 weeks notice. She left. She left like a thief in the night. She grabbed her shit and she left to her new job. What was she scared of? She was scared of something, or either she was just a bitch. But if she is scared of something, it was probably her boss. Let's get to Christina Stout. Christina Stout. I had a meeting with Amy Heeb, the bitch, Christina Stout, the bitch, at the same time. I was like, hey, Christina, this is what's going on. And I want to tell you why I filed charges against the EEOC for what I told her on this. I go, Christina, I do not feel comfortable working on the Sabbath day for religious reasons. On Sunday, I do not feel comfortable. She looked at me and she goes, we respect your decision. This is a 24-hour call center. We cannot accommodate, but we will be glad to take your resignation. Proof that she did not give a shit about her job. Of course, Amy's already made me look like a complete asshole because she's like talking to my psychiatrist. Oh, he needs to help his mother. Oh, he's got to change the paperwork. So I've had to change the paperwork 4 or 5 times now because she's like making me sound like I should change it. Okay, so Christina Stout, she was again a nasty bitch during this entire conversation. And oh, added bonus to her, guess what? She left a month after I did. So, and she didn't even give them a week's notice. So obviously she didn't give a damn about HR in the company. So these 3 cunts, which shouldn't be working in the public, they should be working in a cellar somewhere, like just away from everybody, being a productive human being somewhere else, I don't know where, caused all these problems. Was I wrong for flipping the chair? Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely I was wrong for flipping the chair. Was I wrong about anything else? I think that was an honest accident. I wish I was addressed a little bit more of a professional manner instead of the way it was treated about the baboon's ass I had to go with. So then during that meeting, by the way, I go, well, we need more proof. We're not gonna do any more addressing of it. I gave them Bible verses. I gave them a scenario where Moses had somebody brought to him who was caught collecting sticks in the woods, working on the Sabbath day. What do? They stone him to death. Even the Catholicism mentions do not work on Sunday. This is for the Lord. But that's okay. I got denied for it. Let me see if I missed anything on here. Well, you know, I'm going to post this video about what Charter did to me. And what's probably going to happen is they're going to be like, oh, cease and desist. You can't say that. You know what, guys? This is what I want you to do, that little cease and desist order, before you even bother sending that to me. I want you to type it up real nicely. Dot every I, cross every T, have the secretary fold it up in a little trifold, you know, in an envelope. Take the envelope, you know, take the paper, put it in the envelope. Don't bother putting a stamp on it. What I want you to do is, I want you to rip it up in 3 little pieces and stick it up Amy Heeb's ass, Andrea Carver's ass, and Christina Stout's ass. Because I don't want it. And I'm not taking down this video because it's freedom of speech. I have a right to an opinion. Amy Heeb was, even when I said something about it, like, hey, that was an accident when I hit it. That's your opinion. She didn't listen to it, though. So, that being said, you may have killed one light, but I'm always going to get another. Believe that. I mean, I'm probably going to have people posting after this video, I got wax all over me from blowing out that candle. You know what? Wax, it's symbolism. I'm glad that happened, because there has been ongoing problems with that candle I just blew out. It's symbolism on this. I have been struggling for since October, where I was forced out of the job. So when that candle did get blown out, pain did carry on. I had to struggle, took a significant pay cut, less hours, and it's been a mess, just because Charter Communications did not want to help me. But you know what? I'm doing just fine. I made a new light, and I'm going to take a good advantage of the situation. I only made this video for closure, and I know a lot of people are going to post after it and try to be these, you know, have this charade of heroes that come about and, oh, you did this, oh, you did. You weren't there. You don't know. Don't act like you know. You weren't in the office when Amy Heeb and Christina Stout told me that, you know, basically I wasn't worth their time. They weren't going to help me out. You were not there. You just were not there at all. And Andrea Carver, you don't know. I had people that, she would just spout this film of shit all over the place because everybody would like follow her lead. Because I mean, I guess cows do that. I don't know. Cows do that. You're drawn toward the cow. Other cows draw to other cows. Like, she would just cause other people to bully me and treat me like shit. But that's okay. Andrea Carver, I hope every one of you, and I am not going to take any personal, I'm not going to do this personally. I hope every one of you, and I don't mean Sandy and I don't mean Scott, I hope Andrea Carver, I hope Amy Hebe, and I hope Christina Stout pays by karma for what they done. And just to show I'm not threatening you, the only thing that I can wish that I have no control over is I hope the earth opens up and swallows you up. If I could control that, I wouldn't be bitching about things like this right now. But guys, I just want to address my point of it so I can get my closure. And don't bother me with that cease and desist, because I don't give a shit about it. I will just set it on fire because I have a right to an opinion. But I'm going to move on now. I'm going to have a better life. And each and every one of you, Amy Hebe, Christina Stout, Andrea Carver, can go to hell.